all together now. Hi there. You're chilling with the Good Vibes Gemini. Today's topic is called All Together Now, which simply refers to volunteering. How many people out there volunteer? How many of you out there are currently volunteering and listening to this? Well, let me just say thank you for your time. People don't understand who never volunteered that volunteerism is such a wonderful thing. It's a gift that keeps on giving. I wonder what all of you like to volunteer for, what causes you like to volunteer for. I don't, of course, I never want anyone to violate their privacy regarding this channel. But if you would like to type in the comments, where is it you love to volunteer and why? I would greatly appreciate it. You could describe the place as simple as you would like to, because privacy and confidentiality really does matter. But let's do our best to encourage one another to volunteer. I'll tell you now, some of my favorite groups I volunteered with would be the March of Dimes walk, the Susan G. Komen walk, the heart awareness volunteerism opportunities that come up in February. I have prepared bags, toiletry bags, gift bags, and things like that for seniors, for our leaders in our community. I volunteered to clean up cemeteries. Believe it or not, that is very fun to do, and it's very humbling when you're doing it in a cemetery that is pretty much a family cemetery in my case. And I just think it's nice to help people out, help groups out who need more hands, more bodies to represent their organization and help them achieve wonderful goals that end up becoming gifts that keep on giving. Because you just never know what your little amount of time or what your large amount of time is really doing for the next person's life. I remember being told one time, after I explained to someone that I love to volunteer, I remember being told, why do you do that? Why do you waste your time like that? And I couldn't help but think to myself, how do you not share your time like that? Because that's just how I was raised. I I can't judge someone because they weren't raised like me. I would appreciate that same respect. But what enriches me, what enriches my soul, as long as it's not adversely affecting the next person, what enriches my soul, I will always continue to do. period. That's why this episode is called All Together Now. It's about standing together. It's about being on one accord with a group of people who also don't mind donating their time to help the next person. Now, it's so many ways to volunteer. I hope that if there's someone out there listening who is interested in volunteering, go ahead and make you a list of places you would be interested in going to. You know, there are animal shelters that need help, hospitals, libraries, community organizations. You know, there are different groups within groups that need hands-on help. There are groups who don't, they can't afford to put out a whole bunch of commercials about needing volunteers. They can't afford to make big billboards that say they need volunteers. You have some people, some places who, it might be kind of us, maybe 10 to maybe 30 or 40 person group that's holding an event that needs help to make sure the event kicks off nicely and is safe and all things like that. Just start. Because when you enrich your soul by helping others, you yourself become rich. Spiritually rich. There are people out there who really don't care about that kind of stuff, but that's not what this channel is about. This channel is all about uplifting and encouraging the next person. Because when we uplift one another, we are putting out good, positive energy, and we're influencing and inspiring others to be great and good in what they do. And you know what? You know whose eyes really, and ears and minds soak up watching adults do volunteer opportunities? Children. And it's so important for them to see us adults giving back. It's important for us to see to it that these children understand at a young age how important it is, how simple it is, how easily it is to volunteer and help someone else without adversely affecting themselves or others. They can help someone learn about themselves, enrich themselves, and learn about someone else, all in one walk. I'm going to share this story with you about when I volunteered for the Red Cross. How many of you out there remember Hurricane Harvey? Where were you when Hurricane Harvey hit? I was at work, and I was at work, and some things are, At that time, we were closing down our place of work, and I went home and received some information about the fact that the Red Cross needed volunteers. So I signed up. I didn't know what to expect when I got there. I just knew I wanted to help. So I got there, went and checked in, and as myself and a couple other ladies were being shown which rooms are where, what they're designated to be, where supplies are, where food is, where the cleaning supplies are. As we took the tour, I noticed something. Even though there was a TV on, there was a TV available for people who were having to use this place as a shelter. If they wanted to kind of watch a little TV or something, we had a room designated for them to do so. However, I noticed that even though that TV was going, it was so quiet. You could feel the energy in the place of the victims. You could feel them being stunned. You can feel the confusion. You could feel the shock. You know, off a few of them, you could feel the optimism where they knew that, sure, some material things of theirs were gone, but it's time to start again. It's time to rebuild again. There were a good amount of people at this place, at this makeshift shelter. Only about a third of them were optimistic. And I felt so, you know, sometimes when you volunteer, you're like, dang, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could get that, or for each of the people that are using the services. But of course, you know, you can't do that. Well, I couldn't do that at that time. But you know what I could do? It's listen. So that's what I did. I began to listen. Listen to the stories. Listen to other volunteers explain to me what drew them here. I had times where I was having to do things by myself, like clean, mop, sweep, organize meals, stuff like that, make announcements and stuff like this. Put blankets in the cot, put blankets on the cots and set little stuff up for the kitties, and you know, through each action, I learned more. And yes, I prayed for those victims. Yes, I listened. Sometimes a pair of ears is the only thing that's needed to keep a person encouraged. Volunteer somewhere. Don't waste time. Who knows? What if you're in a situation where, or let's say you're part of a group where they need more volunteers. You've never volunteered with this group before, but now that you're listening to this, you might. go for it. Go for it. Don't wait. Because your time is very precious. So, should you decide to donate that time to a children's hospital, should you decide to donate that time to a church or a temple or any kind of positive spiritual place, please go for it. Treat your soul to some healing, honey. We need a lot of it in this world. We need to share it more in this life. You know, I lived my life without expectations. One of the best decisions I ever made. While I was volunteering at this makeshift shelter, as we were wrapping things up, there was a fireman there who, he had been there all night. He had been, doing what firemen do. And someone else there, a volunteer, was talking to me in the hallway, and the fireman came out. He's like, "Oh, hey, you've met the shelter sweetheart. This is the sweetheart of the shelter. She makes everybody smile." And I'm saying that to say this. Sometimes you just got to show up. We are fallible. Yes, no one's perfect. But when you get the opportunity to help others and you decide to show up, sometimes that's all that's needed. You being there helps. No speech needed. You don't have to brag. There's no need to video it. There's no need to make it more than what it is. Just showing up is enough. And if you get to enjoy the sound of children's laughter, the sound of seniors laughing, the sound of people cheering on one accord, if you get to see victims of natural disasters have a sigh of relief, if you get to just observe that, that's a gift in itself. Because you, along with other great people, did what you could to help that person or that family. We have to get off of this beating each other up constantly. You can get enough of that at some of your jobs out there. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not. Either way, go ahead and treat yourself to banding together with others on one accord and volunteering for a cause greater than yourself. It helps you get perspective. And it helps you see all that you can contribute. Because, honey, you can. Don't listen to people who say that you're wasting your time. The truth of the matter is, they haven't utilized theirs as best as they could have. So let them enjoy seeing you from a distance. Do exactly what you're meant to do as far as volunteering for others, helping others, uplifting others, and being a part of the positive vibration of this planet. This is Good Vibes Gemini. I'll see you next time.